Oh
So
God.
you knew I was older?
I felt like you were older than me.
Why?
The way you carried yourself, I was like, okay, she's grown. She's a grown woman.
It hasn't fully.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Miles and Karen and Woody and Amani. Just going to focus on just some few points and bang it out quickly for your review. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell button for a notification of the uploads. For those of you returnees, you already know then. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Yeah, baby. Grab your minerals merchandise as well on the link down below. And if you want one of these hats as well, please click on the link down below. Use Little Black Book 91 as a 10% code to get off. All right. Cool. Talk to you guys about Woody and Amani. I love Woody and Amani as well. I did say about from last episode that the only problems I have with them is that I feel like he may be the baby and she may be the mum, and that can cause problems. And we've got the same kind of narrative on Miles and Karen's side potentially as well, but we'll talk about them in a second. With Woody and Amani, I think what's great about them is their energy, their vibe, their chemistry that they have immediately, physically, sexually. Like I said, we're waiting to see how we're going to see them vibe on an emotional level. But I want to talk specifically about what Woody kind of spoke about, and I really love what he did. Woody went to speak to the two fathers of Amani, and what was really interesting was the way that he crafted the narrative to being about fatherhood. And I think that's a great big sign of somebody who's understanding that, hey, I can learn here, I can win here, I can take some information here, I can take some sound advice.
Me in my seat, cause my dad isn't here. We don't have a real good relationship. But it's good to see her on the opposite side. I have not one, have both two dads.
Right.
You know, and it's like,
And you can see that there's an active desire for fatherhood in Woody. And so when he goes to obviously the father and the stepfather, and he talks to them about, hey, look, I really appreciate the fact that you two are, presiding over Amani, and it means also as well for me as a man, I don't have a, and you know what, it was interesting because he started off by saying, I want to be very honest and frank with you guys. And you saw that he was leaning on the table, right? And this is, I think that, sometimes when we go into very difficult conversations, we look for we look for certain positions, right? The way that sometimes people's eyes start down. Sometimes people can look away. Sometimes people are like, yeah, so, and you can see the body language is trying to say something very difficult. So to show that difficultness, they start in a certain position, right? For Woody, it was to start on the table, because as he starts talking, once he gets halfway through, he stands up again and rises and says obviously what he's saying, right? And so what you see with Woody is that as he's leaning on the table, he says, guys, you know what, it's really good, and then he goes on to say, look, I didn't have my father, not around. I wish he was, but I appreciate you two are around, and I wish I can call you guys now. If I've got any issues or anything like that, I can talk to you guys. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that's a sign of a level of maturity. But that's also a sign as well for a yearning and desire for, I won't say mentorship, but for sound advice. The Bible says there's wisdom in the counsel of the multitude. There is wisdom in the counsel of the multitude. Is that what it is? I may be misquoting, but let me just leave it as that. But there's basically in the counsel of wisdom, there's wisdom. And I'm just going to say it like that. You walk with the wise, you'll be wise. You know what I'm saying? So you must understand as well with the situation that, as he said that, first of all, that takes a level of pride to be shot down first. You have to reduce your pride to be able to make that statement that he made. Two, you have to have a desire to want to have a relationship with these two guys that represent a fatherhood relationship with you, that's already in you, right? And so again, the benefit of doing that is, again, your relationship will benefit because whatever blind spots you have, they can help you fill it in. And like I said, dealing with emotions, I think that's going to be the biggest part for Woody and Amani and how he deals with that. I love the fact that Amani went to his friends and, she could even make a little bit of a joke and a banter. She fitted in, she slotted in right away. She made a little joke about how, do you know your wife, etc., etc. And straight away we saw this natural ease and chemistry and actually proving people wrong. I guess starting to prove people wrong that maybe Woody and Amani are not just going to be the vibes and laughter, but actually they have a good, genuine connection. So, we'll wait and see on that. I already said to you guys in the last episode that dealing with Woody and Amani, I think their weak point will be, can he deal with his emotions? Can he express how he feels emotionally intimate? Can he be able to express some of the shortcomings that he feels to Amani, to be able to discuss and move forward and develop, a foundation. That's a proper situation to talk about. Then I think what's important also is talking about Miles and Karen. I think obviously for Miles and Karen, the conversations come up again of age, which is important. I think age does play some factor in the way that we view, not necessarily in terms of actual life experience all the time, but in terms of the way that we feel about it. We give age more power than it actually has. Now, when I say that, I mean that not in the concept of you are 10 years younger. Like, there is a difference there. But we're talking about a few years, 26, and is he mature? The question is he mature?
The way you carried yourself, I was like, okay, she's grown. She's a grown woman.
Right? Because, that was what was mentioned. That she wants guys that are mature. Yeah? And the question is whether, Miles, are you mature? That's what it boils down to. And so then we get this contrast scene where they post us to Karen talking to his parents. And, the dad's explaining that Miles is quite clean. Well, he's not that clean, sorry. And that obviously, he will always protect her. He will always emotionally and physically protect her. And that's an amazing trait to have. And, we always talk about hashtag protect black women. You're doing your job by doing that. By protecting your own woman, protecting the woman that you love, you're protecting black women.
Once you feel more trust, because you'll get to know him a little better, not only will you feel protected physically, he'll protect your heart. He really is very genuine, but he absolutely always needed a nurturing type of person in his life.
Doing that, do you know what I'm saying? It's an aspect of that. And again, it shows his character once more and his loving nature. Where there may be an issue, and I always say this as well, like words are so important. The mother said, obviously, he's a bit of a mummy's. He's a mummy's boy, and when we say mummy's boy, that instantly is going to put images in our head. And I saw the same thing in Karen when she heard that. Her heart kind of dropped a little bit, yeah, because he's already 26 and now he's a mummy's boy. But I think we need to clarify what she means by mummy's boy here. Him calling his mother every day, 2 times a day, doesn't necessarily make him a mother's boy. You understand? Like, him calling his mother 2 times a day doesn't necessarily make him a mother's boy. What makes him a mother's boy, is the fact that he doesn't handle responsibility well. And that he always passes the buck. You know what I'm saying? That you've always had to let your mother do everything for you. Then that's when we talk about passing the buck. That's when we talk about the fact that you're not handling your business. Which the dad said he does handle business. If that's the case, he's not a mummy's boy. What he is just favourable to his mum. That's not a mummy's boy. Because when we're dealing with mummy's boy, like the dad had to explain, that's not the ones that you talk about where they got that toxic trait, where they're looking for a mother. He's not looking for a mother. You know what I'm saying? But he does adore his mum, and that's a completely different scenario. In that case, it's a completely different scenario, and I think that's important to mention as well.
No, he's not like that.
I mean, it's not like he can't take care of himself.
And he don't call his mom every day.
Yes, he does.
Okay. That's not a good thing.
Twice a day.
Well, you need to stop. I'm not available.
And like I said, obviously, it's amazing because that's going to craft a narrative, and I wonder how much that those words by the mother is going to play on Karen's mind in terms of the way she's going to deal with him. Already she thought he was young, and then to add the fact that, whoa, my guy is also as well, a bit of a mummy's boy. In her head, how is she going to qualify that? And how is she going to react to that? How is she going to put her ideas across? How is she going to think and feel about the situation? Do you know what I mean? Now, what was interesting is that I believe that Miles is very intuitive. He observes. He's watching. And the reason why I say that is because when he said obviously how she knew she was older, 29, 30, he knew that because he said when she was coming down the aisle, he observed how she was carrying herself. And for him, he knew that the girl was going to be older, right? And for me, that's good observational skills. Yeah, that's someone who's paying attention. And so that's going to help in the future in terms of dealing with the changes in the water. Yeah, the temperature in the water. When I'm talking about changes in the water, I'm talking about the relationship. When the relationship is going at different paces and stuff like that, different ideas are coming, different thoughts are happening. Someone's feeling down, someone's feeling up, someone's feeling down, someone's feeling up. That's going to help him to observe what's really going on. What's really the answers for the situation right now. Do you know what I mean? That observing eye is important because it helps us to able to slow down in our reaction and say, hey, what have I observed before I react? You feel me? And when obviously Miles went to the mum said, I'm not totally on board with this, you know, and then fired a question at him left, like, yo, what's my intention to my daughter? Fam, I think I've already made my intentions clear because I've married her. Like, what more intentions do you want?
His concern is your intentions for my daughter.
Oh, I mean, I intend to be here for the long haul.
Married her. But then I guess obviously the intention would be like, are you in it just for the 8-week show? Are you in it for the long haul? And the truth of the matter is, you know, nobody will know. Because obviously if he decides, if he wants to lie, he can lie. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm only here for 8 weeks, I don't have to tell you that. I'll say I'm here for long haul, but I'm not. You know, just like what do you call it? Old boy said last season. The guy, I always forget his name now, but you know, the annoying one that was a part of the gym, perfect hair. Adam, was it Adam? Whatever his name, I don't know what his name is. But anyway, yeah, just like him last cycle. You know, he said he was in for the long haul. He was just there for the end of the season. Like obviously, I heard it. I think I don't know if they're still together or what's happening there. But anyway, I don't have time for it. But you know, so what's going to happen between Karen and Miles? And again, I'm going to say it again. The difficulty here is, will the age play a huge part? Plus, she didn't really like him. Although she says she finds him attractive, and she let him touch her feet. So that's a good sign. I don't know. That might be a good sign. She let you touch her feet, bruv. That might be a good sign. Physical touch. Although we don't know yet. It's just stayed at the feet. Well, if you can go a little bit higher, then maybe you got something going. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But again, he showed his caring nature by wanting to rub her feet, and she was enjoying it, obviously, clearly. I think she'll try it and see where she goes. But I think, like I said, it depends how she's going to view the world, knowing that he's 26 and knowing that she's 30. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Let us know your thinks and your feelings. How do you feel about the situation? Do you think Miles is a mama's boy? And if you do, let us know your thoughts concerning that as well going forward. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. More love.